How's it going there, guys? Peace. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to focus on something that is a huge question for a lot of astral projectors, and there's a lot of confusion, different perspectives, opinions on this particular topic. But I want to make a video, and also I had some emails about this, so I'm also responding to those with this video. So in this video, I want to talk about my own opinion and my own experiences with astral projection and trying to get to the moon, the sun, other planets, asteroids, this, that. There's a lot of you guys who have or are trying to do those kinds of intentions or goals with your astral projection, with your meditations, because you're curious. You want to explore these different dimensions. You want to explore other planets and see what's going on them and stuff like that. There's been a lot of well-known astral projectors from like the 60s and 70s and over the decades, recent decades, who've talked about astral projecting or remote viewing the moon or the dark side of the moon or other planets like Mars and Venus, etc., Jupiter, that kind of stuff. This is my opinion that when you're trying to explore through consciousness shifting, which is basically astral projection, you're shifting your awareness and consciousness into a different body, and a different body that can access a different matrix level, a different dimension, however you want to, call that. We can't do that with our physical body, so we have to use these other bodies, right? And so what I found is that there are two different types of experiences altogether when you're trying to astral project to the moon or Mars or Jupiter or other bodies in the solar system or other star systems, for that matter. When you are going out of body and you are actually consciousness shifting and more integrated into your astral body, it is a lot easier to go to certain destinations that you have intentions to visit, like Jupiter or Mars or the moon or whatever. But here's the thing, though. So from my own experiences, what I've noticed is that you have more success with AP and in the astral body and going to different places in the solar system, but it's in the astral plane structure. And what's happening there is you're projecting there with your intent, and you're having a consciously aware, a successful, astral projection experience with that intention in mind. But you are visiting, you're going to the moon, let's say, but you are visiting a co-collective creation of the moon, but in the astral plane structure from other consciousnesses, including yourself, okay? It's not the actual moon, okay? It's just an energetic copy and simulated version in the astrals of the moon, or what you may perceive or imagine the moon is by going there. Now, how you really visit the moon or other planets and stuff, or the sun, is you have to use your etheric body. You have to use the etheric plane, your etheric body, which is more connected to the planets around us and the moon and the sun. So when you get into your etheric energy body, you get out of body, you don't want to go shift into your astral body. You want to use your etheric body to travel in real time, so to speak, to the sun, the moon, Jupiter, whatever. Now, it's difficult, though, because like in your astral body, you can travel to a different star system just like that, right? But again, you're just entering into the astral plane structure in different type of matter, and energy than this physical universe that we're in right now. So it just works differently. It works differently. In the etheric body, though, you are actually going to the moon or sun or Jupiter or Mars or Venus, as long as you can get there. So the moon and the sun, as I've mentioned in other videos, is really the moon's close to the Earth, and the sun is not so close, but it's huge, right? So it's white. The sun is white when you're out of body. It's not yellow. And you see this big white looking portal thing. And so it's kind of hard to miss. Now, if you're trying to go to Mars, Venus, that's a little tougher. You have to know exactly what direction it's in, exactly what part of the day are you astral projecting. So there's a little preparation, intentions, all kinds of things. Jupiter is further away than Mars, but Jupiter is a really, really huge planet. So if you kind of know the direction of Jupiter a certain morning when you're trying to do an OBE astral projection, and then you get out of body, and as you get out of body, you know you're in your etheric energy body at the time, because there are times when you can consciousness shift right from the get-go into other bodies or your astral body, which happens a lot. But a lot of times, majority of the time, especially for people that have just been astral projecting for a few years, typically you're just sensing and experiencing the etheric energy body as you're starting to pop out, your arm, your etheric energy arm coming out, or your feet, legs popping up, and then you're sensing and feeling those, and then streamlining and integrating your intentions and your consciousness, and having no fear, and just moving into that body, and then moving it and using it, just like you'd use your astral body. So the point of my video is I just wanted to share that there's two different ways to approach trying to go to planets or other things in the solar system or star systems. When you do it with your etheric body, you're going to the actual place, but you're seeing it from the etheric plane. So when you go to Jupiter, you see that there are other beings, other cities and technologies, but in the etheric plane. Those beings don't exist in the physical universe that our human avatars are experiencing, this reality where we're at currently in this life experience. So yeah, and then if you do it in your astral body and go into the astral plane structure, where you're manifesting things and intentions are working a little differently than the etheric plane, and accessing different kind of matter, right? Then etheric matter, you're accessing astral matter. Then you are still going to even those different star systems, or different planets that represent themselves as what you think they are, from your human experience, as you have your perspective currently, right, with your human perspective of what these things are, in our space. So in the astral plane structure, all of that stuff exists too, but it's just an energetic copy of it. Okay, but it's still dense. Everything is just as dense and seems just as real as we see density and see things here in this current Earth reality construct. It's very similar. But what I'm saying is you're not actually going to the actual physical body or object that you see from your perspective from Earth. So I hope that helped explain that. If I was a little confusing, I apologize. If you have any certain questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to your comments. If you have private questions, feel free to email me privately. If you've had experiences that you think were in the etheric body and seeing the moon or different planets that are not too far from Earth, and you've had some cool experiences, I'd like to hear from them. I'd like to interview you, or at least get an email from you or whatnot, so we can talk a little bit. And that's that. So more to say, obviously. This is a really deep subject, but visiting other planets, or our moon or asteroids or whatever the case may be is something that a lot of astral projectors or other YouTube channels don't really kind of touch on or talk about much. So I'm kind of also testing to see how, how interested you are even in this particular topic. So like, let me know. If it's interesting, hit the likes button. That way I know. All right. Talk to you soon. Peace.